in most cases, the state will ultimately drop the state charges, especially if you're going to be pleading out in federal court. But what allows the feds to bring charges is, does it fall under the Commerce Clause, is essentially how most of these charges happen. Same with sex trafficking case. The ad you found was on the internet. Well, that falls under the Commerce Clause. Okay, computers, internet, all of that falls under the Commerce Clause. So the feds can get involved in most cases that they choose to get involved with if it falls under the power of the Commerce Clause. If you're charged in federal court and you want to know, is it easier to resolve your case federally with a federal prosecutor than it is with a state court prosecutor? The answer is not necessarily, probably more difficult, especially if you are facing mandatory minimums. When you're facing a mandatory minimum, you've got to cooperate with the government. If you don't cooperate with the government and you plead guilty, that mandatory minimum is going to apply. So on a crime that you might have faced 3 years on in state court, you could be facing 10 years in federal court. And it's really hard to negotiate with an opponent who holds all the cards. And usually when the feds get involved, they only get involved with cases that they are almost feel like a sure thing in order to obtain that conviction. So you have to have the government agree to work with you and cooperate. And they're only going to agree to entertain the idea of cooperation if you've got something to offer. If you don't have anything to offer from a perspective of cooperation, you don't have much to do or work with the government. And so that's really important to understand.